Imagine driving through London. You look out the window, and something feels strange. Cars are moving on the left side of the road. The driver sits on the right side of the vehicle. Everything appears backwards. Now imagine landing in New York just a few hours later. Suddenly, everything has flipped again. Cars drive on the right side of the road, and drivers sit on the left side. Why does this difference exist? And perhaps more importantly, who decided which side of the road people should use? The answer begins long before cars were ever invented. Thousands of years ago, most people traveled on foot or horseback. Since the majority of people were right-handed, carrying a weapon on the left side of the body was common. This allowed the weapon to be drawn quickly with the right hand. When two travelers met on a narrow road, staying to the left made practical sense. It allowed both people to keep their dominant hand closer to a potential threat. Historians believe that left-side travel was common throughout much of the ancient world.
Even the Romans may have preferred traveling on the left. Archaeological evidence from Roman roads suggests that traffic patterns often favored left-side movement. For centuries, this system worked perfectly. Then, transportation began to change. As Europe grew and trade expanded, larger wagons became increasingly common. These wagons were often pulled by multiple horses. Drivers usually sat on the rear left horse instead of sitting in the wagon itself. This position allowed them to control the horses more effectively with their right hand. Because they sat on the left side, it became easier to judge the distance of oncoming traffic by keeping the wagon on the right side of the road. Slowly, in some regions, right-side travel became more practical. But the biggest turning point came with one man. Napoleon Bonaparte. During the late 18th and early 19th centuries, Napoleon's armies conquered vast parts of Europe. Many of the territories under French influence adopted right-side travel laws. As Napoleon expanded his empire, the practice spread across the continent. Countries influenced by France gradually moved to the right side of the road. Not everyone followed. Britain chose to keep its traditional left side system. In fact, the British government officially established left side travel laws long before automobiles existed. As the British Empire expanded across the globe, it exported its road rules as well. Countries such as India, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and many others inherited Britain's left driving tradition. This is why millions of people still drive on the left today. When automobiles arrived in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, countries generally kept whichever system they were already using. Changing sides would have been expensive, confusing, and potentially dangerous. As a result, the world became divided. Most of Europe, North America, and South America drive on the right. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, India, and several other nations drive on the left. One of the most fascinating examples is Japan.
Unlike many countries, Japan was never part of the British Empire, yet it still drives on the left side of the road. This tradition developed because of early railway systems and engineering influences that favored left-side operation. Today, around 2/3 of the world's population drives on the right side of the road. However, left-driving countries remain home to hundreds of millions of people. So, which system is better? In reality, neither side is significantly safer than the other. Both systems work effectively when everyone follows the same rules. The important thing is consistency. The next time you travel abroad and notice cars driving on the wrong side of the road, remember that the reason may trace back thousands of years to horse riders, swords, empires, and one of history's most powerful leaders. A simple road rule that survived from the ancient world all the way to the modern age.
Because everything has a history.